Good afternoon, everyone. We are delighted to have you join us for today's inspiring webinar, Beyond Storage, the Future of Smart Document Management. Okay, my name is Sharif Arafa, and I am the content team lead at Intalio. Today, we will be navigating a very, very interesting journey, and that is beyond traditional document storage. As you can see, we love the word beyond, so you will find it in many places in the presentation. So yeah, this is interesting. So we will start by talking a little bit about Intalio. Okay, who are we? How many years have we been in the market, and so on. And then in our next chapter, we will be talking about the evolution of traditional document management and how this made us reach Intalio document, okay, which is primarily the focus of today. And then you will be asking, Sharif, what are the benefits of Intalio document? So this will be our next chapter. And then it will be time for the interesting part. So some time for real world scenarios and a short demo. And then we will be talking a little bit about how such technology, is powering sustainability. How are we aligning and supporting this vision and so on. And finally, it will be time for, of course, what if any of our amazing participants have any Q's and A's? Yeah, it will be time for the Q's and A's. About Intalio. Intalio is a global software vendor specializing in enterprise content management, or the abbreviated three letters for it, ECM, and content services platform, CSP. We are proud to say that we have been in the market for more than 30 years. We've been recognized for innovation. We've been named a visionary in the 2021 Gartner Magic Quadrant. We were also featured in the 2023 Gartner Voice of the Customer. Omdia Universe ranked us as a leader. And finally, we scored 936 out of 1,000 in the Cyber Vadis Index. So it's been quite a journey. So without any further ado, let me introduce to you today's amazing webinar speaker, product owner, expert product owner, Kalé Harmandayan. Hello,
Thanks a
Kalé.
lot, Sharif. Thanks a lot for the presentation. So hello, everyone. My name is Kalé Harmandayan, and I'm the product owner for Intalio Document. So first of all, I appreciate you all taking the time to join us today. And I promise what we're about to cover is worth it. Because today, we're not just going to talk about softwares. This is about how you get regaining control of your documents. So let me start with something simple. We've all been there. You're about to walk into a meeting and your manager asks you, where's the latest version of that contract? And instantly, you're on a scavenger hunt. Was it on an email? Was it on a shared drive? What was it called? And that's everyday pain we don't talk enough about. And that's exactly what we're here to fix. So when people hear document management systems, they think of a big digital filing cabinet. And they're not entirely wrong, but they're also not seeing the full picture here. Because today's DMS is so much more. So with the proper DMS, you get a centralized storage. You also get smart organization. So think of folders, categories, tags, metadata. Everything is labeled and searchable. You also get a powerful search. So we're not just talking about file names, but inside the documents too. Then there's access control. So you decide who can see what, who can edit, and you can track everything they do. And of course, we've got version control. So if you have ever opened a file called proposal underscore version 3 underscore final, you know the pain. We've all been there. So we're here to fix that. Plus, there's automation. So imagine if your documents could move themselves through approval workflows, notify people, and get archived when it's time, all without anyone lifting a finger.
Yes, perfect. Okay, so Kalé, allow me to ask the audience a very, very important question. And this is a time for a quick poll. So we would like to ask you, how does your organization primarily collaborate on documents? So are you using, for example, cloud-based platforms, or are you emailing documents back and forth? Okay. Or are you using project management tools, for example? Or maybe you're holding meetings to edit documents together. Okay. let's carry on till they do.
Okay, so now you might all be wondering, Kalé, document management systems have been around for a long time. So what makes Intalio document any different? I get it. There are tons of document management systems out there, but here's the thing. Intalio document is built to work the way you work, not the other way around. So it is designed to adapt to your structure, your processes, and your teams without forcing you how to change how you operate. So to do so, we offer multiple benefits. First up is smart document capture. So before you can manage documents, you need to capture them. Every document's journey starts somewhere. Maybe it's emailed to you, maybe it's dropped into a shared folder, scanned from paper, or even handed to you on a USB stick. And let's face it, trying to organize all of that manually, it's a total nightmare. And at Intario, here's how we make document capture effortless. First, you can drag and drop directly from your desktop. Then, let's say it comes to you by email. You can import it right into the system. No need to download and re-upload. Also, let's think of papers. You got them as papers, no problem. You can just scan it right into the system and it will land where it belongs. Let's also think of a batch of documents. Let's say you have a batch of documents you need to upload. You can do it all in one go. Bulk uploads takes care of that. And the moment these documents are in the system, you can tag them with attributes, with metadata, like the project name, the client name, the document type, whatever matters to you. That will give each file a clear identity and a place in the system, making sure that everything is easier to search, to organize, and even to track. So once those documents are in, finding them should be instant, but we all know how that actually really goes. You're staring at a maze of folders. You're not sure what it was named. Was it a contract? Was it an agreement? Was it a proposal? So with entire document, you don't need to remember exact file names anymore or where something was stored. Here's how our search works. First, you get the text, the full text search. So the system will look inside the documents, not just the file or the folder's name, title. Then let's say you need to narrow things down. You can just use attributes, metadata filters, like the date, the project, the department, for example, or the status, whatever matches your workflow. And let's say you use the same search often. That's okay. You can just save it, give it a name, and with one click, done. Next is granular access control. So now it's not just about finding documents, it's about making sure the right people find them. Because let's face it, not everyone should see everything. Let's think of salary slips, for example, board minutes, or even contracts. Think of legal contracts. Those are types of file that need to stay protected. And that's why Ontario gives you a full control over who sees what, who can edit, share, delete, or even who can comment. So this access is managed by users, by roles, by departments, or even down to individuals. And the best part is every single action is logged. So if someone views, edits, or shares a document, it's all tracked. No more who changed this, no more who shared this. And that's because you got a full searchable audit trail. So next, we've got versioning and how we keep collaboration clean. So let me try to paint a picture here. Let's say you and your colleagues are working on a proposal. They make changes, then you come and make different changes, and you realize someone overwrote that file. So with Intalio, that thing cannot happen, and let me tell you why. Because every document has a full version history, so you can go back at any point in time. Then we've got a check-in, check-out feature. So only one person can edit at a time. That will help you avoid conflicts. And you can also check logs showing who made what and when. So as you can see, it's collaborative, but at the same time, it's also controlled.
Kale, it seems regarding the poll we shared earlier, it seems that most of the people chose using cloud-based platforms. So they are currently collaborating on cloud-based platforms.
That's actually very interesting, Sharif, because it's great to see that many of you already are using cloud platforms. It shows how teams are adapting to modern workflows. So with Intelligent Document, we take that a step further by offering not just cloud access, but intelligent document management with automation, metadata, and smart search built in.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so now we got automation and workflows. So let's talk about speed because managing document isn't just about storage or security. It's also about keeping work moving. So think, for example, about approvals. How many times have you guys sent a document to review and then spent a week chasing it down? That back and forth, it drains time, delays decision, and create bottlenecks. So with Intalio, that whole process becomes automated. You can build workflows for document approvals, routing to the right person or department, notifications, for example, when something is ready or overdue, even applies to retention rules based on the status or document type. So all you have to do is set the rules once and you let the system handle the rest. No more manual follow-ups, no more extra reminders. So you make sure documents don't just sit somewhere, they move with your processes. Then we've got multilingual support. And because teams today operate across borders and languages, entire document is built to adapt. So by default, the platform supports English, French, and Arabic, ensuring that your team can work in the language they're most comfortable with. Next, we've got flexible structure, or as we said it, custom structures. So let's face it, every department thinks differently, which is normal. Legal department, they need contracts by client name and case type, for example. HR are looking for folders for each employee and then subfolders for their contracts, evaluations, their vacation requests. Then we've got finance, they need everything by fiscal year and supplier names. So that's exactly why our DMS lets you build your own structure. So you can create cabinets and folders that match your internal logic, and you can create custom types like employee contract, for example, if we're talking about an example of HRs, supplier invoices, if you're a salesperson or in the finance department. I don't know, that's up to you. And you can assign to these content types metadata fields. So when someone uploads a document, they're not just dumping it somewhere. They're placing it exactly where it belongs in a system that makes sense for them.
Amazing. So, Kali, as you know, AI is a very trending topic nowadays. You know that, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, can you tell us what are the AI capabilities of Intelli document?
Okay, so Sharif, AI today is much more than just a trend. It's changing how we work, how we search, and how we make our decisions. So
True.
with Intalio, we're not just adding AI for the sake of it. It's about using it to make your document management experience faster, easier, and smarter. So let me
Okay.
tell you how Intalio brings AI into action. First, we've got smart semantic search. So no need to remember exact file names. Our AI will understand the context of your queries, delivering accurate results, even if you phrase it differently. Okay, so we were talking about the audit storyteller. I think we can all agree that audit logs are usually technical and they're hard to follow. So this feature turns those logs into clear human readable stories. So you can see exactly who did what and when without needing to decode a system report. Then we've got the smart assistant. So let's say you're working on a document and you're not sure what to do next. Our assistant will pop up with suggestions, whether it's recommending metadata or flagging a missing step or even guiding you through a workflow. So it's like having a teammate built right into the system.
Okay.
Then we've got the talk to doc, which is actually one of my favorites because, as it said, you can actually talk to your documents,
Hmm.
ask questions like, when does this contract expires? Or think of invoices. What's the total value of this invoice? And the system will give you the answer. Then we've got intelligent document tagging. So forget about manual tagging. Our AI scans the content and it will suggest to you the right tags and metadata, saving you time and reducing human errors. And finally, we've got document summarization. So let's say you have a long report or a multi-page contract. The system can summarize it for you, putting out all the key points so you don't have to read the whole thing. So before we finish, we have already hosted a webinar showcasing this AI features in action. It's available on
Nice.
YouTube, so you guys can
Yes.
go ahead and check our channel.
Yes. Okay, so Kale, let's talk more about the design aspect of it. Okay, how does the design of Intelli document make it different?
Okay, so what really sets entire document apart is, first of all, we don't believe in a one size fits all, because every organization runs differently. You got different teams, you got different workflows, even different pain points. So why force them into the same mold? Antalio is designed to adapt, to fit you. So let me tell you what that looks like in real life. Today, we've got legal teams that are using entire document to manage their contract templates. So thanks to smart bookmarks and metadata fields, they can autofill agreements with client names, contract types, languages in seconds instead of hours. Then we've got HR departments that are simplifying their onboarding by auto routing documents like contracts, think of ID forms, for example, or even policy acknowledgements, for example. So they have set up folders for each employee and locked down for HR access only. So you can see it's organized, secure, and fully auditable. Then we've got government entities that are handling thousands of documents, sensitive documents, if not more, and all of that with tight access control and retention rules. So that will help them stay compliant with national archiving laws. And just to be clear, this isn't theories, this isn't future roadmap talk. These are real use cases that are live today across our clients.
Perfect. Okay, I guess it's time for our second poll, and that is, let me just share it. Okay, now you have our second poll. Okay, how are you currently storing and managing business documents? Okay, we would love to hear your input. Are you, for example, doing so on a local server, or maybe in the cloud, or maybe using a paper based filing system? Maybe. Or you already use a document management system, or you're still not sure. You're exploring options. Just like attending this webinar, you are exploring options. Okay, so just choose one of them. We would love to hear from you. Yeah, let's give them a second, Kali. Okay, carry on.
Okay, so now integration capabilities. So let's be real. Integration is what keeps IT folks up at night. So will it work with our tools? Will it break what we already have? And nobody wants a shiny new system that will just sit there on its own, doing its own thing. So that's why entire document is built to connect, not to compete. So it plugs right into the systems you already rely on, like Oracle EBS, SAP, Outlook, CRMs, and of course, all other Intalio solutions. So bottom line, your documents flow with your business across tools and departments.
So, Kali, it seems that most of the people, actually, it's a tie. It's a tie between on the local server and in the cloud. It's a tie.
Okay, so let's take on the local server, for example.
Okay,
Many organizations today still rely on local services, but as document volumes grow, they can become harder to maintain and scale. And that's exactly where Intario Document can help, offering both cloud and hybrid deployment options to ease the transition while keeping everything secure and centralized.
perfect.
And for
Ca-
example, great
yeah,
to see that also people are choosing in the cloud. So that's where Intario actually really shines because it's built for scalability and security. It will add powerful features like versioning, metadata indexing, and even AI search on top of your cloud storage. Okay, so now that you have heard what Intario document can do, let's bring that picture to life. I'm gonna walk you through a quick preview of the system. So this will be a quick demo, just enough to show you our key capabilities. This is not everything. So this is DMS's homepage. As you can see, at the top, we get a full text search. You can search for files, folders, or even content, file contents. You can filter it by showing only files or folders. And as we already discussed, we can change the platform into French, Arabic, English. It's all there by default. So in the middle, you get some file statistics, how many files have been viewed, how many have been updated, uploaded. You can also filter them to see only viewed files, for example. Here you can see the recently opened files and your favorite bar. So at the left sidebar, which is the most important part of our DMS, and it's our cabinet tree, or as we call it, our filing plan. So you can see here we have our cabinets. The structure is very easy. Cabinets, then you got folders and subfolders. Files can go anywhere, into cabinets, into folders, or into your subfolders. Now, to upload a document, it's never been easier. So, okay. Okay, so to upload a file, it's never been easier. You just click on add a file. You see you have multiple choices. You can upload by adding a single document from your desktop, multiple documents, a batch of documents. You can go right ahead and scan a paper if you got a scanner. You can add a template, a predefined template, or a new document. By saying new document, you'll be taking advantage of our bookmarks that are available in the system. You also have the Intalio scan file, which is the custom scan. So you can use separators, configure the things, and you got a custom scan, and the upload single with attachments. So let me show you how the upload single works. So you can go ahead, you can choose a file directly from your desktop. Let's, for example, take this invoice and click on upload. So the system will directly upload the document, and using AI, uh, auto-categorization and auto-indexing, once the document is in the system, you'll see directly the metadata fields will be filled depending on the document's content. So the content type is directly invoice. You got the name, the invoice number, PO, date of issue, supplier name, items, all of that is done. You click on save and you got your document in the system. So you can double click on the document and you'll have the viewer open. And that's actually another solution from Intalio, which lets you open the files. So you can see we have, first of all, a summary. We try to showcase how it is in Arabic. We can summarize a document, an English document, and turn it into Arabic. That's up to us to choose the language. Then we've got our properties, our content type and metadata fields. You can link this folder to other folders. You just have to click on add a link. You can add comments, attachments, or you can even see the audit trail. So who uploaded the file, when, who saved the file, all the actions taken on the file, you can find them in our audit trail. So now let's go into the file. Okay, we got the check-in, check-out feature as we already discussed. It's a way to put a hold on the document, so no other users can come in and edit. So on the level of the view, you got multiple actions. First up is signatures. You can place a handwritten signatures, for example, or use a predefined signature to add it into the document. You can edit the document. You can rotate right or left, undo, redo, reorder the pages. And you can also add annotations. You can take advantage of the annotations available in the system. You got barcodes, you got images, stamps, sticky notes. You just need to add them and you can drag and drop them into the file. When you finish, you just have to go click on save and the document is saved. You check in again the file. Okay, as you can see, we've got different versions for the file. So you can go back to the first version at any time, the original document that we put into the system, and you can see the annotations right here.
Nice.
Okay, so now let's see what other actions you have on the file. You can right click on the file and you can edit properties, view the file, comments, links, attachments. You can send the document by email. You can share it to other users or share it externally by copying a link. add it to your favorites. You can even add a password on the file. So you can add a password and the file will stay protected. Also, you can download, delete, manage permissions. So permissions in our system is inherited. So the permissions given on the cabinet will go ahead into the files and our folders. So you can just stop inheriting permissions and you can add unique permissions. You can invite users and give them permission levels. Okay, you can submit and you will get your permissions on this file. Okay, so on the level of the cabinet, you can add a pattern. So what do we mean by pattern? Pattern is a predefined folder structure. Let's say, for example, you have clients. Each time a new client arrives, you need to create subfolders like their information, their contracts, their correspondences, financial documents. So all you have to do is right-click on the cabinet, add a pattern, name it. For example, we choose a pattern. It's a new client, and we save it. So you can see we directly have a folder with the client name, and inside you see all the folder structures that were predefined. Now let's try the filing plan. So filing plan is like creating a path for the file. So without going into the filing plan we already have, just on the main cabinet, add a filing plan. We choose a document from our desktop. And into the metadata, we can choose where we want the folder. Let's say it's a client, or let's say it's a vacation request sample. The employee name, employee ID, department. You fill all the metadata that you configured in the settings. The phone number, the email address, and hand over details. And you click on submit. So this was a vacation request sample. So we will see that in human resources, employees, here we got our document directly into the system. We're in the, okay, here it is. The employee legal contract, the request we did is here. Okay, now we have different type of searches in the system: advanced search, expert, and another advanced search where you can search for attributes, metadata fields. You can see the items that were shared and the items that were shared with me and all the checkout files. If I have files I forgot to check in, I can see them here. And here are my files, all the files I have included into the platform. So on the level of the file also, you can, let's take for example this file. You can route the file. So route is an ad hoc workflow. Just by clicking on it, you can choose the user you want to route the file for. Let's say take legal, and user should appear here. You can choose a purpose and a due date, and you can directly go ahead and submit the route request. In the notification here, you can see your inbox and outbox. Outbox is all the routed features or the routed documents, to who they were routed, the purpose, the due date, and the route date. So this is mainly the features we have in Intalio document. So of course, we have so much more capabilities in the system. We'll be happy to share them with you once you contact us later on.
Okay, nice. So, Kali, what you're saying is, according to what you're saying, we can describe Intalio document as a central nervous system for an organization's documents.
Okay, so you're not just looking at another tool. Companies are looking for a smarter way to handle their documents and one that makes sense for the way they work. So here's what makes Intalio document the perfect choice. First, it's simple and user friendly. So your team won't need weeks of training to get productive. Then we offer flexible deployments, so you can run it on a cloud, keep it on-premise, or even go hybrid. So you're in control of where and how it lives. Then let's talk about compliance and security. So you can easily enforce retention policies, track activity through detailed logs, and ensure only the right people see the right documents, all in one place. The system is fully customizable, so you can customize everything from folder structures to document types to metadata to retention rules, all from the user interface. No need for coding. And finally, we've got the modern features. The platform is constantly in updates. We're not a static platform. From collaboration sticky notes to AI tools that classify, tag, and even summarize content, we evolve with your needs.
Okay, so now I think we need to shed some light upon how such technology that Kali is talking about is powering sustainability. Okay, so number one, we have paperless workflows. So using paperless workflows, organizations can reduce the dependency on papers, which of course, as we all know, lowers the deforestation and the carbon emissions. Okay. And number two that we need to talk about is basically energy and resource conservation. Okay, it's very important. So, how can such technology achieve this? It's basically by reducing the need for excessive printing, storage, physical distribution, all of that stuff. Okay, this saves, of course, valuable energy and material, which of course reduces the carbon footprint. And finally, number three, we're talking about improved accessibility. Okay. So, such technology we're talking about ensures that you can reach such documents from anywhere in the world. Okay. Fostering this kind of seamless collaboration. Yeah. Okay. So, Kali, a question that we get a lot is what type of search does Intalio document support?
Okay, so actually, Shri, this is very interesting because this is one of the top reasons that teams love Intalio document because it has that powerful and easy to search. So you have several ways to find out what you need. So let me go ahead into the system and show you. So as we have seen, we've got the full text search. So you can search for files, folders, and content inside the files. We also get the expert search. So by expert search, we're talking about a conditional search. You can search for attributes, like for example, let's take location request sample, and you can search for conditions. And let's say you want to save these conditions, you can. And actually, I have different saved conditions. For example, let's take this one. Okay, the employee name is Kalé, the start date is not empty, the salary is empty. You can just click on search and you get your results. We also get the advanced search. So by advanced search is you can filter by metadata. So for example, you can see all your content types. Anyone will open their own metadata. Let's say NDA, it will give you this metadata, invoice, different ones. So you can search filtering about metadata. And finally, we got the advanced custom search. So advanced custom search is the search you build. So for example, I have search by name, by document's name. Let's, for example, try to search the fuzzy search, for example. We can search software. Let's make a small typo mistake. Click on search, and you get the results. Let's even try with agreements, for example. Let's miss the double E. You'll get results. You can also search in a proximity search, for example. You can use it. Let's say software agreement. I want the word that starts with software and end with agreement. And you also get results. So this is all the types of search we have in the system.
Okay, nice. Yeah. So, yeah, we got a question about the pricing ranges and pricing schemes. I think definitely reach out to us on our website, and we would love to reply back to you with this. Another question we have, Kali, is can Intalio document be customized for different departments or industries?
Definitely, this is what we're trying to let people know that entire document is built to adapt to how your organization works. So you can create separate spaces for each departments, like we've seen in our demo, HR, legal, finance, administration, and you can define your documents and you can define how your documents are organized. what fields they use, and how they move to approval workflows. So this way, every team can work in a way that feels natural to them without needing to call a developer or change the way they work.
Amazing. Okay, I guess we're done. So, to conclude, we deeply appreciate your participation today. We hope we were able to shed light upon such inspiring topic and how Intalio streamlines it, Intalio streamlines it. If you have any questions, of course, we would love to answer them. Or if you're ready to start your digital transformation journey, definitely reach out to us on our website. Okay. Stay tuned to our next webinars. And thank you for today. Thank you, Kali. Thank you, Kali, so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you all.
It's been a pleasure to all of the people who attended. Yeah. Thank you. Goodbye.